Hi, I'm Dr. M. Kamakshaya. I am open source software evangelist and also a full stack developer. I use R Python to develop full stack applications. I mean software applications for various needs of data science and analytics. This is one of the videos in my series of presentations in which I would like to describe as how to install and open Python. I am creating this series of videos for a few of my students and fellow community members who would like to learn Python for writing programs related to data science and analytics. Now this is my GitHub repository. You have to go to github.com/kamakshaya, and here I have some few repositories. They're all free and open source. You can just click one of them and download them and use for your needs. And now coming to Python, Python is a wonderful programming language which is widely used for various needs of data science. I cannot name one or two, but actually this is a general purpose programming language just like C and Java. But because of the user friendly, Python is programmer friendly. It is very easy to write the programs unlike C and Java. And I don't say Java and C are difficult, but most of the time program is used by people who have no formal computer science education. So that way program is programmer friendly, and writing programs in Python is very easy. Now to download the Python, you just have to go to the python.org, and this is a place where most of the Python related activity happens. Now there are a few sections here. I'll just leave it for your thought process. You can just go to each and every section. This is a section for the foundation. Anyway, we are not interested in this. There are people who are behind. If most of the time people ask, this is open source software and where is the that consistency, or kind of people have a lot of doubts with them. Now I say this has a methodology, and people are not fools at Python. Community members are not fools because they have an organized setup for development of the language. Now we have the docs here, and this is a place for people who don't know anything about Python. I too many times comes here and go for the tutorials, or maybe there are many ways to read about Python. I ask my students to go to this place and pick up one of the. Now you have a very gigantic index. You can just suppose if you want to read the data types, you can just go here. Suppose if I press on, like you have very informal introduction to Python. So here you can read about, there are examples with a beautiful at reasonable amount of documentation. Now as far as downloads are concerned, you have to go to this. Let me talk about the PyPy. This is very important place for, because these open source programming languages has got quite a few applications. Like there is a lot of information here as how many modules or packages are being developed for. This is called Python package index. You find it here. You can just search here. Suppose if I am interested in Flask, you can just press for, you see you have quite a few packages for Flask, and when you press on appropriate link, then you'll go for some very minimal introduction to that particular package and all. Now go back and let's see what else you have here. You have PyPy jobs and community. Community is a very nice place. You have you'll find out some quite a few interesting and also useful information related to beginners as well as advanced programmers. They can just come here, and there is one thing called Python Weekly. You can just go here and sign up, and you will get weekly updates related to Python. Now let's go to downloads, because the aim of this video is to show you how to download Python and install in your computer. By the way, I'm using Ubuntu 18.04. I like open source software applications, as well as I said, I'm open source software evangelist, which means I promote open source software. It doesn't give me money, but it gives me a lot of satisfaction. Now open source software, I don't know why I started talking about this, but go to the downloads, and here you have the very advanced version. You have various sub menus. Now when you press on, better to go for the very latest and advanced version. When you press on this, your Python detects that you. Yeah, I'm telling you, I'm open source. I'm using Ubuntu 18.04, which is Ubuntu Linux operating system, which is GNU Linux, something like that. When you press download, Python detects that you are getting operated. You are trying to download Python for your base platform. To me, it is Ubuntu. Now you see the file extension is amenable for the operating system which I have in my computer. Now, if you have Windows, when you download this, you will by default you will get .exe, and when you install, because already in an open source system like open source operating system like Ubuntu, I don't need to download and install Python. When I install operating system, by default I have Python in it. You see, you got Python. This is how open Python in terminal. You just have to press Python, and you see when you press Python, when you execute the command Python in terminal, by default you will get it 2.7.15, something like that. Now to exit, I just have to execute the statement exit as in the form of function. Now I'll come out. This time I'll show you Python 3. You see, this is how. That is the beauty of using open source operating systems, because I never install this Python. When I install my operating system, by default I got this, because they're all open source ecosystem. They're in the ecosystem. All these open source software tools, they have beautiful communication among themselves. Now I exit once again. Now this is what once after installing, you also have quite a few other videos to show you. In Windows it is very easy. After you download python.exe, you just have to press right click, install as administrator. That way you can make it available for rest of the users who uses your computer. And now press next. While doing so, there are few options that will be shown to the user. Two of the options is that you have to check add create environmental variable or environment variable something, add environment variable something like that. And another option is do you want to install a couple of few packages like NumPy, SciPy and all. But I'm sure that you will be given an option for IDLE. Now what is this IDLE? IDLE is an integrated development environment for Python, but the full form of IDLE is integrated development and learning environment. So usually we call IDE for other languages, but for Python it is learning environment. So any beginner or learner can make use of this IDLE, which is written purely using Python. An IDE is just like IDE is an environment for developers to write the programs, rather more attractive way, because they will be having these IDEs has quite a few mechanisms to make the life easy while writing the programs. You can also write the programs by using this terminal. This is only for the testing purposes, terminal, but if you want to make the script, you can go for any text. I have get it in my computer. This is a text editor, just like Notepad in Windows. You can start writing your programs in this, and you must be able to save this application as in the form of .py, something like that. Now go here to the terminal and I'll show you. Now why should I? There are many ways to open Python and start writing, because I did not complete what is Python. This is, go here and start it. It is already installed ideally in my computer. There are two things here. This is both of them are same. It doesn't matter, don't care. You just have to press ideally. This is an editor, a very minimal editor. And now you can see here, when I installed my operating system, it was 3.6.9. Is a default library which was installed by the way, which I got by the way when I was installing operating system. But today you have 3.8, I guess. You have to go to the downloads. Now you see Python 3.8, something like that. It doesn't matter, like there is no much difference, and there is also mechanisms to know what is the difference between one version to the other version, something like that. Now coming to how to work with Python, there are two ways. You can just go to the terminal just like this, and in Ubuntu you can open the terminal just by pressing Ctrl-Alt-T, and you'll get the terminal like this. You can maximize, unlike in Windows. And now when you write, you can check whether you have Python in your computer or not by simply executing a statement Python space dash dash version. Now you see it will show you that 2.7, as I said, I have two different versions in my computer. Suppose if I use Python 3 dash dash version, now you know I also have 3. That is a very big talk. I cannot when you try to go online and try to find out what are the differences between 2.7 and 3. 2.7 was a highly evolved Python version. All versions before in Python history we have Python before 2.7, Python after 2.7, something like that. So 3 is something which is if you are into websites or web development or maybe full stack cloud computing, IoT kind of thing, you have to go for advanced computing, you have to go for 3. If you are a classical programmer, something like classical applications, maybe TIKZ or something like that, I don't know, maybe some GUI based applications, or you can make use of 2.7. There are few libraries still not available for the 3 people, and those libraries are available only for 2.7 people. So it all depends, for which you have all this information online. You can that is not the objective. I'm not going to talk about what are the exact differences between 2.7 and 3. So to open Python, you choose ideally something like this, and you can start working using your IDLE. Okay, this is just sufficient for this video cast, and I will try to speak how to understand Python and start writing programs in my next video. Okay, thanks for watching my video. Stay tuned to the new content and subscribe to my video channel. Thanks again for watching this video.